Welcome to the Away Yet Close podcast. Meet your host, Lamia.
And Mandy, expats like you, here to guide you through the food and body image challenges you might encounter as you settle into a new country.
Get ready to explore, eat, empower, no matter where you are in the world. Ready to dive in? Let's get started.
We are happy to be back with this new episode of the podcast Away Yet Close.
It is nice that we are having more new episodes, and today we are discussing a new topic. So, we are discussing the cultural food traditions and how to embrace and integrate new tastes as expats.
Yes, food is such an important part of our cultural identity. And well, when we move to a different country, we are introduced to a whole new world of culinary experiences. So today we want to share some personal stories about our own food journeys in a different country. And we want to give you some tips of how you can embrace this change and how you can integrate this new food into your life.
Exactly. So let's start by talking about the significance of food in our cultures and taking from personal experiences. So, for example, for me, growing up in Tunisia, food was always a central part of our family gatherings and celebrations. We can see the vibrant spices and the fresh ingredients. They were really deeply ingrained in our daily life. Dishes like, for example, couscous with lamb and vegetables, or bricks, which is fried pastry filled with eggs and tuna, or shakshuka, which was a poached egg in a spicy tomato sauce, were really staples in our tables.
Well, these dishes all sound really delicious, but I can imagine that they are so different from the ones you experienced when you came to France and the Netherlands. So, Lamia, what was the biggest adjustment for you?
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of adjustments that I had to go through. And one of the biggest were the lighter seasoning in many French cuisine, for example, or the almost non-existing seasoning in the Dutch dishes. So hopefully no Dutch people will be angry about us with this statement. But comparing to the bold spices that we have in Tunisian cuisine, this was really for me a big adjustment. And initially, I found myself adding harissa to almost all everything to bring some taste of heat and flavor to the dishes that I'm having.
Well, I totally understand this because I have a similar experience as well. I come from Mexico, as you know, and in Mexico we do eat a lot of spices, especially spicy flavor, and our food has a lot of strong flavors. We use a lot of different peppers and different tomatoes, like we have green tomato, which we use for some salsas, and it's very hard to find it here in Europe. So for me, it was also when I arrived to the Netherlands, the food was lacking something there. I have a similar experience like you that I have my little bottles of salsa every time I go back to Mexico. I buy some, and some people that visit me, they always also bring a bottle of tajin, chamoy, salsa botanera, like just different. And I have even one aunt give me one little ones like this. I can I can have in my bag. So I also carry them sometimes with me just to have this extra spice in the food.
Yeah, that's a great example. So like even this small thing that you get in your purse is kind of bringing you the feeling of being at home. So that's a very nice example. And it shows how different food cultures can offer us different kind of feelings of being at home and adding familiar flavors. So for me, the harissa, or for you, the salsa or tahin, we, c- we have a piece of home in our daily life to increase our satisfaction with food. And another example is also my experience with Dutch fish, the herring. In Tunisia, we eat a lot of fish, but The raw herring was something completely new for me. It took me some time to get used to it, but now I look forward to eat it.
Yes, no, for me, herring is still too foreign, but I do have experiences, for example, with the Dutch sausages. I had a friend who visited me and he told me if I come to the Netherlands, I need to get the hot dog from Hema, which Hema is this very Dutch shop where you can find many things, and some of them is their food. And I had never eaten it, and I went with him, and I actually really like it because I think I don't know, there's something about the combination of this sausage with the bread and the mustard. And now some days I'm just really like craving a Hema hot dog. Which is, yeah, is part of embracing these new flavors and making them also part of your daily life. So yes, discovering new foods can be very exciting and overwhelming both at the same time, because how can we start to embrace and integrate these new tastes, but also honoring our own cultural food traditions, because we also don't want to lose that. We don't want to just forget about it. How can we mix both of them?
Yeah, this is a nice question to ask ourselves. How can we mix? How can we still honor our cultural food traditions? And one of the steps towards this is to approach new food with curiosity rather than judgment. It is easy to compare everything to what you are used to, but being open-minded can actually lead to wonderful discoveries. So, trying new dishes, learn about the ingredients, and understand the cultural significance behind them is one of the important steps.
Yes, for sure. That's a very good advice, because it's very helpful to kind of have this experimenting mind to approach this new and different food. And once you do that, once you discover, like you did the herring, I did with this Dutch hot dogs, we can go to the next step, which is we can also try to blend. We can blend the old and familiar tastes with the new ones. For example, I started incorporating some Dutch ingredients into my Mexican recipes, and we do that here at my home with my boyfriend, and we call them the Dutch chicken. Also, we incorporate some Mexican ingredients to some Dutch food. We add salsa to, I don't know, some toasties, or we make some smoothies with also spicy ingredients, or we make some tacos with Dutch cheese, which is really good. So also, blending is very nice, it's interesting, and it gives you a lot of fun and delicious food.
Yeah, how nice. This also probably helps you to feel connected to both the new and old homes. So I'm also doing something similar with my Tunisian spices. I add harissa, for example, to French dishes like ratatouille. Now also being married to Lebanese guy, I even make Lebanese version of incorporating spices and ingredients coming from the Lebanese cuisine. The blending of food traditions creates actually unique and personal flavors that represent my journey. And I do this for many dishes all the time during my cooking.
Nice. No, that's really nice. And yeah, there's when you blend different cultures, there can be new dishes, maybe new recipes. That's also very good. And then another very important aspect is sharing the food. When you share the food with others, it's really a good opportunity to connect with people, to share about your culture and to learn about a different culture. For example, in my case, I have hosted Mexican dinners with friends, also with the family of my boyfriend, and they have really liked it. But also, I have been to dinners with different foods, also at the house of my Dutch boyfriend, and I have get to know new Dutch dishes. And it has been really a wonderful way to just learn through the stories of people with the food, through their reactions with the ingredients. And it's a very fun experiment. So this is also a tip we want to share with you, to share it with other people.
Yeah, this is nice to share and to host like your cultural food to the people that you care about in your new home. And I do also similar things. I host Tunisian dinners for my friends. I introduce them to dishes like couscous and brick. And I always tell them about also stories behind it and what we do it when we do it and what is the cultural significance of these kind of dishes because it's not just about food. And it's always a joy to see them enjoying the flavors and explain everything behind each dish. So, hosting also or attending potlucks where everyone brings a dish from their home country can be also a fantastic way to explore new tastes and build a community.
Yes, for sure, and that's very important. It's also good to be patient with ourselves, to not expect that from one day to the other we are going to incorporate a new food, that we will get used to it, that we will be able to combine, because adjusting to a new place and to a new food, it takes time. And it's also okay if you miss your food from your home country. It's normal, it's natural. We all go through this, and we should allow ourselves to feel these emotions and to slowly, in our own pace, open up to the new experiences. For example, in my case, I already been here for 2 years, and I still feel quite homesick about the food some days. Some days I just feel like I really want to eat some street tacos or some elote. And I am living in this neighborhood in Amsterdam where there is a lot of different cultures. There is a lot of different restaurants, and there are so many things to try out. So I do feel excited about that. But at the same time, I have this homesick feeling from time to time. And something that we can recommend you to deal with it, that has helped me, is to share it with the people that you trust, to share these feelings, and also try to find moments to share your own food, like we mentioned before, because this will help you connect with the people from this vulnerable place. But sometimes we think being vulnerable is something that puts us in danger, but it's actually a very good opportunity to deepen our relationships with people. So we can use this as an opportunity for that.
Yeah, especially when you feel nostalgic. Sometimes you feel like it's only you, it's only happening to me, but if you share it with others, you feel the sense of connection to the others also because they would have the similar feeling. And it's nice to share, then you feel like, okay, I'm also having the same issue or the same like feelings, and we can support each other and we can embrace this new things that we are having and it's happening to us rather than pushing it away. And yeah, as you said, also it's a process in general. It's not something that will happen in one day, but it's something that we need time to adjust to it, and we need to be compassionate to ourselves, gentle to ourselves, to know that this will happen, and it's okay that it happens. And we need to remember also that food is not just about the food itself, but it's about the connection, about the culture, about the memory. So embracing new food traditions does not mean letting go of your own. It means enriching your life with new flavors and experiences. For example, for me, by incorporating now both Tunisian and Lebanese elements in my cooking, I've created my unique food identity that represents my personal journey and the different milestones of my life.
Yes, and another example I was thinking about this topic about being homesick about your food is that one time I was feeling homesick and I got together with some friends to make some like Mexican nachos. And then like some months later, a friend who was in this meeting sent me a picture that she had made that for her friends, and she's from Romania. So it was very nice to see that something that came out from a day of nostalgia is stay with her, and that she is now sharing this food with other people. So it really can help you connect. So I just wanted to add this example of how sharing and embracing new foods can help you build a community.
That's a very nice example.
Yes, and now just as a recap of what we talk about is that we want to say that it's very important to approach these new foods with curiosity rather than just that we can blend the old with the new and you never know what new recipe might come out. And that sharing with others, sharing the food and these cultural moments can really enrich your life with new flavors and new experiences and deeper relationships with people. So we hope these tips can help you. We hope our personal stories can inspire you to explore and embrace these new culinary traditions that you have in this new home and still honor your own cultural food. At the end, it's all about finding a balance and enjoying the journey.
Yeah, that's very important, the balance and the joy in this journey. And if you have any questions or you want to share your own experience with your own cultural food traditions, feel free to reach to us on our social media or through our email. We would really love hearing from you. And thank you for today.
Thank you for joining and see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Await Yet Close podcast.
Whether you are on the other side of the world or just navigating your own food and life journey, remember you're not alone.
If you enjoy what you heard, like, subscribe, and review us.
See you next time.